Hello, welcome to my July wrap-up. I have some horror books, some fantasy books, one sci-fi and one non-fiction. And I'm joined today by my very undone bookshelf. One day it will be the star of the whole show, but for now, I'm just vibing here, okay? And hope it's not a very bad sound in here. I want actually to start with a small unpackaging of a book I got. Since I am not a big person in buying non-stop books, there are not a lot of books arriving here in this house. And I know, of course, what it is. It's, wait. Children of Blood and Bone. I saw the trailer and I was so much impressed by the colors, by everything. And it's a young adult. That's why I never even considered reading it. But after seeing it, I was like, maybe I missed something out. And I have a lot of thoughts about young adult and fantasy, how it's nowadays presented. But let's see what I got here. It's a used book. Okay, it's very used. Well, it was just a couple of euro, and since I had some money on my account, it's for free anyway. So that's how it looks like. It's a very thick book as well. 550 pages or something. Nice. I'm looking forward to this beauty, to read this next, because I started actually with a sample. That's what I do nowadays, because I cannot trust myself with money and buying books. I read samples. Woohoo! I feel so smart about that, but hey, that's what it is. Okay, this one is done. Moving on to what I actually read, and let me give you out with the stats. I need help because I'm lost. So I go through 8 books. One I did not finish, which means I read 7 books, 1,479 pages, which is not so many pages because I spent 3 weeks out of this month being sick. I'm still not over the rainbow, but I am that bored. So here we are, including my shelf. I started the month with a book I also just received. I received it the day I started to read it, Bloom by Delilah S. Dawson. And the name, it's also flowery and beautiful. We have here, let me tell you about my expectation. I just knew it's about a gay couple, not even a gay couple, 2 girls. They are meeting, farmer markets. It's perfect, and it's a horror book. This is how you sell to me. It's gay and it's horror. And it's so thin. What is it? It just 200 pages, my dear. So I started and it was a dream. It's so dreamy to read it in a garden. It's perfection of summer market. Farmers market, that's where they meet. We have Rosemary, she's a professor at the university teaching literature, which nice. And she comes to the farmers market. She's new in the town and tries to have a good time because her past relationship was also not the best, like they do. That's why you end them. And they start to get to know each other a little bit, getting a little bit cozier. But while all this is happening, there are weird things in between. Something is just not sitting right. Sometimes, like a sand corn in your eyeball, something is wrong. And let me tell you, the last page of this book destroyed me. I was sitting in the garden and hope my neighbor will see me or not see me because my jar was on the ground, which does not happen so often. I know people say it non-stop online. But I could not digest what this book did to me in the end. That was crazy. And I'm actually not sure if I want to read more of her books or if I'm scared to read more of her books because, hallelujah, I loved it. I rated it quite highly. I don't know, something between 4 or 5 stars. It's a good book. I have problems to read books by stars because, you know, it's potato. So if you're interested in some horror books which are set in beautiful, summery, warm, green atmosphere, perfect cottagecore situation, I mean it. It was like, oh my God, this is the love story. How is that a horror book? Yeah, like that. Like here in the back. That's where the nightmares are happening. That's where they are. But might be something for you, especially it's written kind of easily, but because we have a literature professor, she likes to throw in very fancy words, which slowed down a little bit my reading process since I'm not native, which is fine. Learning process, it's good for me. So love this one for me. Next one. The next book I decided to go with, Model Home by River Salomon. It's a beautiful name, it's a beautiful book. May I just tell you how I love this cover. It's a hardcover. and it's smaller than usually hardcovers are, which is like just so nice to hold in my hands. The color might be a little bit preference for some people, but when I open it, the pages are so floppy. They're just flying around, so easy to hold, to touch. Even the cover itself is very, what is it? It has a lot of texture to it. It's nice to hold, love it. And I picked it up because I was like, yeah, haunted house story, here we go. I love horror, haunted house is always a good thing to go for. Things happened. I started to read and I had to DNF it at page 97 for my own sake. But I don't think it's actually a bad book. It's quite the opposite. It's a very good book. Let me read just the first sentence to you before I tell you what the book is actually about. So you as strict as I was when I started to read it, because like this is my problem. I decided not to go very deep dive. What are the reviews saying? What is the plot about? I just went into it. And the first sentence, maybe my mother is God, and that's why nothing I do pleases her. It was an indication, but also it's so perfect. It is. And there are so many of such beautiful sentences in this book. About the story, we have 3 siblings who are coming together because they try to contact their parents and they are not replying. So they are like, okay, I guess we have to go to this house and visit them, see how they are doing, because no one is picking up the phone. They are very not excited to go to this house because something happened in their childhood in this house and they just don't want to go there. Our main character, Isri, I think, going by them, is one of the siblings coming home, checking on the parents, and there are some hints of that there are some spooky things that happen, but also not so nice other things, especially because they are a black family living in this gated community of white people. So there's this subject, racism. We have a lot of family trauma situations going on, and that's where I had to check out because, listen, I have of my own enough, okay? That's why for my own well-being I decided not to continue this book, but I have to tell you how great it's written, how calculated, perfectly done it is. And as much as say it's perfectly done, it's also more on the artsy side, but under control. It's not a loose end where you have hard times to catch it together. It jumps a little bit between past and now, which is not clear indicated, but you know instantly when you start to read, I'm now in the past, oh, I'm now back into now, which might throw some people off. Then there's the thing about speech, which is not always marked as such one. Sometimes it is, sometimes it's not. So I think that can also be annoying to some people, but the sentences and paragraphs, some of them are so beautiful, so deeply hitting the good spots, and very true. So I would still recommend it for people who are not as traumatized as I am to read this beautiful book. But it's a not finished for me, sadly. And I try to tell myself one day I will be well enough to complete this book, which is probably not true, but what I read was beautiful. But no. The next book I grabbed was Other Minds by Peter Godfrey-Smith. The Octopus and the Evolution of Intelligent Life. Beautiful title. We're dealing here with 250 pages, and if you leave out all the notes, it's just 200 pages. So that's why I did decide to complete it, even though I was so close to DNF it. I picked it up because I like to learn. Nonfiction books are such a great opportunity just to dive into a new subject and inform yourself. Let your brain get juicy and informed and have fun. Fantastic, right? Yeah, already on the first pages, we are starting 600 million years ago. And then we are jumping between now and everything else between 600 million years ago. It's quite a time jump left and right. The idea of this book was a little bit, to me, in my brain, probably misinterpretation on my side, misleading. I really thought we are dealing here about the intelligent lives on this planet, and it's not what it's about. and tries to explain what intelligent life is, defined by us humans, and how it developed over the last 600 million years. Also, it goes into the tree of life. So we are starting with one organism, and from there, insects, fish, mammals, so on and so on. The idea is good, but because the writer himself is a philosopher, and they have sometimes a tendency not to be very focused on one subject. In one chapter, which is dedicated to one subject, he jumps between the timelines left and right, between all the disciplines and different everything. It's so much jumping left and right, and I see there was a vision where he was going for. It's a not very focused vision. I followed along. It's just not very joyful following along when I have to pick information here to there, pick it together from 100 pages ago, which sometimes it makes sense, but this was just not focused. It did not feel focused. I love this book as itself. There are pictures inside. It's nice, but it did not work very well for me. I appreciate though how much it's actually the author's idea to protect the oceans, and he's caring very much about the octopi and octopods and sea life and how much they need protection, but the book itself was not the greatest idea. I would actually recommend to, if you want to learn anything about octopi, the book The Mountain in the Sea. It's a sci-fi book, but it's referring this book. And it took a lot of information out of this book to create a sci-fi. All the information, all the facts about octopi are in the sea, Mountain in the Sea, which is great, but just better focused. Also quite highly philosophical. Since I was slightly traumatized and I was not sure if the next book will be a success or not, and I felt like I'm so close to a reading slump, I decided to go with this one, We Used to Live Here, which is also a dangerous one for me because I listened 1 year ago to the audiobook of this one and I was like, yeah, it's fine, whatever. That's not scary, not spooky, nothing interesting happened there. And then I came across all the information, videos where they're discussing the theories in this book. As you see, it happened. I had to also deep dive back into this book. I think most people by this point know what the subject of this book is. We have Eve and Charlie. They just got a new house and they're Friday night getting ready for dinner. Nothing in this house is done yet. It's an old house. And suddenly there's someone at the door, a family of 5. They're knocking. They're like, hey, what's up? So we grew up here. Well, actually just the dad. I grew up here. I would like to show my family around the house I grew up in. And Eve is alone by herself in the house. And it's like, yeah, let me call my partner and see how she feels about it. Cannot reach Charlie. So, against better judgments, lets this family in. You can imagine we have a whole book here. It did not end so well, okay? It just did not go that fantastically well. But for us, yes, it did, because I missed the first time I was listening to it as an audiobook to how much this book hides. Every chapter has some hidden messages in there. We have codes, anagrams, and mysteries. So much is going on in this book to puzzle together and how it actually ends. So if you read it just normally without knowing about all the theories which are hidden in this book, you come up in the end of the book with 2 conclusions and you just can't pick what it was, what happened in this book. It's not like it's an open end, but it leaves you a little bit guessing. But then if you discover all the codes and the mysteries in the book, you're doomed, because then you discover Reddit, then you discover the YouTube videos, then you discover the podcasts, and then you are just lost because you're looking for the crazy stuff that is happening in here. And it's Marcus Kliewer himself comes sometimes online and gives some Q&As, and hints about this book. So in the end, it's a series of 3 books, which will probably explain the whole situation. Alone, this book will not, or it's harder to figure out what it actually is. It's just one piece of puzzle. And that's why I got also the second book, which is, where is it actually? Let me see. And let's not sit on children of blood and bone, because they are already children of blood and bone. Okay, here's the second part. And there will be a third book. And it's so hard to tell if it's horror, is it sci-fi, is it what type of psychosis is this? And it's so fun because it's a community of crazy people trying to figure out what is happening here. I did not read the second one yet. I, by the way, got them both together this month, including with model home somewhere there. So here you have also a book haul included. Quite literally, yes, I did that in the beginning of the video. So I did not start this one yet because I'm not done collecting the information on this one. I wanted to make a video, but this is crazy. It's not possible. If you see this, tell me your theories, what is actually happening in this book. We are keeping it spoiler-free, but I'm so excited. I did not know that I can enjoy a book which I already knew so much the second time around I will be reading it. And actually, I was also shocked how much I forgot from the first time around I was reading it. And there were scary things which scared me more reading in the sun, in the garden, than the first time listening to the audiobook. Which just probably means I should not listen to audiobooks anymore. It's not going very well for me personally. Sad, because it's such an easy thing to do. I also want to officially complain about this. They belong together. They are published by the same house, although this one is like under publisher in the house, whatever. Like, did we have to do this? Is that like, I love aesthetically pleasing things. This is not aesthetically pleasing. Even though I got both as used books, so they are like very well loved already in the first place. But to deal with this, I cannot. Please don't do it to me. Stop doing this. I wanted to do another nonfiction book about birds. That was the plan for this month, reading more about nature, because it's summer, it's beautiful, it's slushy green outside, and actually murderous hot, because it's today also 35 degrees to make it cozy, no sun, to make it even worse. Whatever, I picked up The Genius of Birds. And because of the Other Minds book with the octopi on it, I was worried to read another one that it might be such a mess and not happy and satisfying and nothing that I expected to be. But this is a beautiful book. Let me show you also how flappy it is. That's why I picked it up in the first place. Jennifer Ackerman does an incredible job to put such a beautiful story together. This is the half book, which I will not discuss deeply because I'm not done yet. That's where I am. It's exactly 50%. We have an appendix. That's why it's not exactly in the middle. It's like so much of it, it's not to be read actually. It's a beautiful book. It does such a great job in describing what birds are, how smart, intelligent they are, the whole discipline, examples, observations, facts, and also giving a nice, beautiful background atmosphere, being somewhere beautiful islands. I will continue reading it next month, but because it's so rich on information, I could not process it very well because being sick is not exactly an easy time to process so many informations. Moving on to the book, which was The Downfall of My Health, but it's a fantastic book. If We Cannot Go at the Speed of Light. It's such a fantastic, easy, small book. And when I picked it up, it just called to me. It looks like a cozy, wholesome sci-fi situation with short stories. Being just, 180 pages long, I thought, wow, that's perfect. That's exactly what I want. Some nice, amazing sci-fi stories, which are wholesome, perfect, especially written by woman with a master's degree in biochemistry. Like, hello? So I picked it up. It's very beautiful to look at, very satisfying. I got this book in the same day I got so sick. It was before already not great, but that, oh my God, that. So somewhere in between, I had time to read the short stories. It's perfect because short stories, you know, I don't have to read the whole book at once or follow a very long story. It's just easy. We have 7 short stories. And they have a very big focus on the human experience. But because the writer has such a rich knowledge about science, she can combine it perfectly. She sets her human experiences in very far future or very nearby. There's just one story I did not particularly care about. The other ones I liked very much. 3 of them I loved. One of them could be a whole book series. What do you mean? I cannot wait till more books by Kim Cho-yeop is translated. It was so good. Such a nice job. And the things she's putting in these short stories are not exactly easy, but she makes them so understandable, so human-like, and absolutely set in a different sci-fi aspect. I loved it. That was fantastic. And did I already mention that I was sick for quite a while in this month? Because probably I did not mention that yet. No, I was really so annoyed by this happening. So I thought I will grab my ebook and read something very short, very easy, 100 pages. I can read 10 pages a day and not lose my reading streak. You know, I'm somewhere at day 85 right now. I didn't want to lose this one. So I got my ebook out. This is my ebook. It's by Books, the brand. My beautiful cover here. And I made also the decision, okay, let's go with, what was it? Since I don't have it right now in front of me, what is it? Comfort Me with Apples. This was the one, 103 pages. I saw it passing by. That's the only reason why I picked this book up, because I saw it passing by in some videos, maybe even some horror genre videos. But this one I would specify as actually maybe thriller, fantasy, horror. It's very hard to give it a genre. If you read it, you know, because let's talk about that one. I love what I did it here. As you hear, I did not know, again, nothing about this book. I did very, very amazing in avoiding any information about this book, or I just erase it. I see it, I'm influenced, I'm a simple human being. In this book, we are following Sophia, and Sophia has the perfect life. The perfect life. Listen, she is perfect, her house is perfect, her neighborhood is perfect, and her husband, so perfect. She loves him so incredibly much. Dream, perfect. What else is there to say? Except there are small things that are just not sitting right. And she starts to wonder about certain things like, where is her husband going for work? What does he do exactly? Where is he staying when he is staying for his work somewhere away? What is in the basement? And throughout the book, there are so many hints what is happening before it comes in together into a whole piece. I did not notice because I was struggling. I was surviving. I was fighting for having air in my lungs, okay? So I did not notice the hints very, very well. And when it came in the end together, I was like, oh, that's what we're doing. I love that we do this because, yes, it's that deep and we should do this. My expectations were just, okay, we are dealing here with a housewifey and probably some murderous husband or someone is lying, someone is killing, right? That's what they do. That was different. That was different. Whoever read that, please, let's talk. Let's talk. Maybe I should do a deep dive into whole symbolism happening in this book. I did not see that coming from such a short book. So much fun and bam! Hey, I read it in one sitting. I did not plan to do it, but I could not stop it, so I spent some time instead of sleeping with reading this book. I do not regret it. I loved it. It's good. Should I explore more books by this author? Probably. Am I also a little bit worried? Yes, because it's a very specific subject and it does something. Overall, it's a mystery, dark mood, very smartly done. I think it's smart. And to be fair, the rating on Storygraph is 3.5, and even on Goodreads, or other way around, both are saying 3.5, which indicates some people are like, okay, no, and some people celebrate it so hard. So I guess it's a little bit harder to fall exactly in the middle where you do not care about this book. Either way, you don't like it or you like it. Be warned. I loved it.
Wait, how did I lose a shoe?
I lost a shoe. I will just continue while I look for my shoe. While the whole time I'm holding this thing here for my ebook, I got a ClickUp page turner, and it's so adorable and so cute. It took a nerve out of me to program it, to map it out, which buttons I want for what. But now it works perfectly and I love it. Great stuff. Fantastic. Because especially if you have a Kindle app on your books, you cannot use every type of remote to do this. And it clicks, it makes small click sounds, and it looks like a controller. I'm so in love with this thing. The next book I read, which I also picked purposely as a short book with 130 pages or something, Prosper's Demon. And I was not sure if I really will like it or not, because it's set in Middle Ages, and I don't like them so much. They're so dirty and smelly, I don't know. Not that I have been there, but clearly I have opinions. And it was good. End of story. Read the book. Now for real, we are following something like an anti-hero, I would guess say, because he is an exorcist. So depending where you're standing on this one, it's already problematic or not. He wakes up, he is full with blood, and he knows something went down. He does not tell us exactly what. We are following the story from his perspective. And it's some type of perspective, but because Buddy has things to say, it's funny, it's dark humor. You have to be into this type of stuff to enjoy this one. And he is on the way after he wakes up full of blood, dead body next to him. He is waking up and off he goes. He needs to meet this other guy who is a scientist. He is well known in the whole world. He is serving the kings and all the big people. He needs to meet him. He has a talk to do with him for a reason. And that's all I will say, because it's a quite short story. And there were moments where I was like, why are we doing this? Why do I have to read about this? But when I passed it and the end, it came all together. And it was dark, it was dark. That's quite a dark end. I did not see that coming, because yes, it's a book about demons, exorcists, Middle Ages, and this man is weird. He's just weird. He's a weirdie, just living his life, you know. So I looked up. There's a second part of this book. They are somehow on the same type of coin, but not exactly on the other side. They are not reflecting the same story. The first book is about the exorcist doing his stuff with Schnalz, this other scientist dude. The second book, which is called Inside Man, follows the demon. The demon we meet also in the first book. Different story though. But those characters, they're in both of them, and they belong somehow together. That's all I will say about the second book, which had much more meaning stuff to say about life and bureaucracy, because hey, demons needs to be organized. Even the Middle Ages, they know where they're going, they have plans, okay? So it's a little bit more advanced than just following some exorcist who wakes up full with blood, you know, it's peasant. Did I enjoy myself? Yes. And I looked up, he has more books, which I would, I think, like to explore, but I'm worried that this type of dark humor is not met and cannot be hit that easily again because of the subject. The subject gives it quite to you to be so dark about certain things and funny at the same time. So, I don't know. This is all I went through. This is all I went through in the month of July, which, I complained enough about things. I presented my very empty bookshelves. One day, you just wait, it will look amazing. I should say it to myself. I hope you enjoyed a little bit of time here together. Let me know if you know some of the books. If not, that's also fine. Let me know which you find interesting. And especially if you read We Used to Live Here, let me know, because we are in it together now. And follow for more. Bye.
You bring me down for all to see, then switch it up and treat me right. You promised